92.3 The Wolf, it's the Victoria Show. I'm your host, Victoria Koloff. I told you guys yesterday that I was going to be interviewing a very special guest today, and we're going to be introducing some of his music here on The Wolf. This is Stephen Whitson. Stephen's out of Nashville, and he is an amazing songwriter and musician. And Stephen, it's been a pleasure to get to know you over the last 6-7 months, and I'm so happy to have you here on the show today. So welcome to the Victoria Show.
Thanks, Victoria. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know that you're getting busier and busier. Your Facebook page is exploding. You're close to 5,000 likes already, and people are loving your music.
Yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, everybody says they're believing in Stephen, and it's just a pretty incredible thing that so many people have supported me for all these years, and I've met a lot of these fans where I work at Fontenelle Mansion, and that's where I met you as well, the former home to Barbara Mandrell's. I get to entertain and tour people through Barbara's former house there, so it's pretty incredible workplace to get to spread my music.
I'll bet. So. You get to play in that huge great room on that piano that once belonged, I believe. Remind me who it was?
Well, it was all a part of the filming of Gone Country. It was a reality show on CMT with John Rich, but we've been told that it was formerly Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire flaming piano, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat, and that's where I met Stephen. And the Fontenelle Mansion, if some of you might remember that watched Preacher's Daughters, is where Taryn and Chad did their vow renewals. And that's where I first met Jamie Dudney, who's actually Barbara's daughter, who is the director over there of events, who's an awesome person, and then got to meet Stephen, too. It seems to me like that must be a prerequisite to work at the Fontenelle, Stephen, is you got to be awesome.
Well, the owners first told me when I got there, they're like, are you a triple threat, when I moved to Nashville, and, that's why I started writing more, and I learned to play the guitar, and of course I sing, so just trying to be that triple threat, because you really have to do it all here in Nashville, because there's so many talented people to keep up with. So.
That is true. They're everywhere. Literally, they're on sidewalks downtown. You can see them. So, Stephen, this is your 10th independent album that you just released this summer. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, have you always written your own music?
Well, I started writing when I first started recording back when I was 16. And, I never really saw myself as a songwriter. But like I said, when I moved to Nashville, and that was told to me that you really had to be a songwriter, I just got in there and started being inspired and met with some of the best songwriters in Nashville, and we just put our heads together, and these great songs are just flowing out. It's just incredible.
I'm telling you, Stephen, I have learned I'm not in the music business, but my son-in-law, Chad, is in the music business. My daughter, Colby, her EP just came out and is doing very well. And so I'm learning more and more about the songwriting facet of music, the music industry. And you're right. You get even more respect when you're writing your own stuff.
Right. And some people are seeing me, because I've always seen myself as a performer and a vocalist, because I, went to school, majored in music, did all that, and people are like, oh, you're a songwriter, and it's great to be called a songwriter finally after all these years. It's, it really represents you as a person and what you're going through and what others are going through, and people can just relate to your songs. It really makes you feel good about that.
Oh, sure. So when did you know, Stephen, you wanted to be a singer?
Well, I think you always kind of know, like, if it's in your blood. So I feel like I've always known, but when I was 3 years old, my mom said I started singing in church with the hymnal turned upside down, and I ain't shut up since. I've just always kind of known.
Well, you got to Nashville, I guess, 4 years ago. Is that correct?
That's right. I actually moved here about 3 weeks before the flood is when I moved in 2010.
Wow.
And, people always ask me, they're like, well, now that you've moved to Nashville, when are you going to make it in this industry? And Victoria, I feel like I really have made it in the industry because I'm happy, and I think that's really making it for me. And some people have made it in the industry, and they don't have that happiness there. So I just always tell people I've made it because I'm happy, and I think they see that. When they meet me, they can just see that happiness.
Wow, that's a great attitude, Stephen, and I totally get what you're saying because I know of some people that are in the music business. I think about Ben Folds, who I don't know if you've heard of Ben, but Chad played with Ben a lot.
Right.
He's huge and sells out crowds everywhere he goes, but still a lot of people are like, who's Ben Folds? But he's very successful, and I think he likes it that way, that he's got this following, and he's doing very well financially, but someone else might say, really? Never heard of him. But he's happy.
Right. He can go to the grocery store and still, be his own person.
And still not be mobbed.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
And there's something to say about that. It's kind of nice that you can go to the bathroom without people bugging you. Hey, we're talking to Stephen Whitson, and we're going to talk to him a little bit more. We're going to play one of his songs right now. This is called The One. And Stephen, what inspired you to write this song?
Well, this song was kind of, it's always about a girl, and I had told my buddy Brentley Gore, who I co-wrote this song with, at the Fontanelle, we wrote this, and he's like, well, how'd it go, with your friend last night? And I was like, man, if she's not the one, she's like the one I'm looking for, and he's like, whoa, back up, and I said, yeah, she might just be the one, of course she wasn't, but we got a heck of a song out of it, so, it's called The One, and
she helped you out in some way or another.
She did.
You got a song.
She did, and I got to debut it on the Marie Osmond show on the Hallmark Channel last April, and her producer discovered me there showing people around and entertaining at Fontanelle. So you just never know who's listening.
You never know. Well, here's Stephen Whitson, and here's his song, The One, and we're going to talk a little bit more with him coming up. It's 92.3 The Wolf.
On the night we met, rain pouring down, we got soaking wet. On the banks of the river on a summer night, we were killing time. I didn't have the guts to put your hand in mine, but I knew it was a feeling that I couldn't find. I met a few other girls before, but I never could say that I felt this sure. You might just be the one I'm looking for. Every time I look into your eyes, I keep wanting more. I can't wait to see what our love has in store. You might just be the one I'm looking for. Running down the street, side of the diner said, take a seat. We had a bite and we talked just a little while. You told me about your dreams. All you ever wanted was to play and sing to a sold-out crowd in the spotlight. Laughed as I told you that I felt the same, and time stood still in my heart it sang. You might just be the one I'm looking for. Every time I look into your eyes, I keep wanting more. I can't wait to see what our love has in store. You might just be the one. Don't think I'm crazy, I might love you, lady, but these things take a little time. Now I'm in this, all I want is your kiss. What more do you need when it feels so right? Yeah, it feels so right. You might just be the one I'm looking for. Every time I look into your eyes, I keep wanting more. I can't wait to see what our love has in store. You might just be the one. You might Toss her up and swamp the